That said, since I'm here, I thought I would read um, what I submitted, what the piece of mind that was accepted for this issue. Well, not the whole thing. We don't have time for all that. But I will read an excerpt. And I didn't plan this because this was going to be a live, so we'll see how it goes. Then a bomb went off. I don't know what a bomb going off sounds or feels like, but the louvers on both sides of the door exploded inward, just like in the movies, loud enough to make an echoing in my head and leave a ringing in my ear, and all the things we'd been trying to keep out with our bodies against the door came rushing in on either side of us. That it was just wind and water didn't seem possible. It was too much wind, too much water, too much malice mixed in. The children screamed, and I could hear them knocking things over in the dark. I flashed on images of them bloodied or worse, yet blown away, and tried to scream at them to stay in the bedroom, stay on the bed where it was safe. The bedroom at least had shutters. But my heart was in my throat, and my words had to squeeze their way out around it. When my voice did come out, the wind grabbed it and threw it away. I don't know if it was true anyway, if they were safer there than out here, if anywhere was safe. It was a small blessing that the flamboyant hadn't yet crashed in on the kitchen to leave us naked to the outside. I couldn't hear for the howling and for what felt like a river running between my ears. I wanted to touch my ears, to feel it, if there was blood pouring out. It felt like it, like I was bleeding, but I didn't think I'd been cut. I felt for sure I was going to bleed out there, pressed up against the door, my firstborn, the first one to tear me open with her love and her neediness, bleeding out beside me because of my arrogance, my ignorance. My fault. A wooden house with no shutters and styling off like I didn't need help, when even without Hurricane Clarice to remind me otherwise, I was being crushed under the burdens of trying to walk with my back straight while my feet hurt, and 5 children hung off me, needing me. And I cried, my tears lost to the howling and the darkness. But through it all, neither of us let up, and I wanted to hug her like I did when it was just me and her, my firstborn baby. I could hear her breathing hitching next to me, her breath hitching next to me faintly, feel her body press into me even as she pressed more urgently into the door. For her, I had to keep pushing against God's self even if I couldn't feel my arms anymore. Dawn was breaking, that much obvious by the gray quality of the light. By the time the force of the wind pushing against the door, the force we pushed wearily against, calf deep in water and doing our best not to get cut by the broken glass, scattered like bullet shells, weakened. The last time check I'd heard before the radio crackled to quietness was 11:30 p.m. Was it possible we'd only been here for 6 hours? Was this what they meant by time moving more slowly in hell? I looked around and realized that we were still there. Everything we were wearing heavy and damp, everything in us sore and bruised, but there.